Alright guys, welcome back to another Who Would Win, where I think of two characters, talk about the fight, and you guys tell me in the comments below who you think would come out on top in this matchup. And today, we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia versus Ruby, with Deku versus Ruby Rose. So, how would this fight go down between Ruby and Deku? This is a tough one, because both of them are both, they're both well-trained, they're both excellent fighters, but their fighting styles are vastly different. So let's talk a bit about Deku. Now, Izuku Midoriya has been given the power of One for All. And with this, he is more or less still learning how to control that power. Remember, All Might in his prime had the punch of an equivalent to like 3 megatons of nuclear missiles. So keep that in mind of how strong Deku's going to be. But keep in mind that, he's still learning to control his body, and he still damages himself when he's fighting, he still hurts himself, but it's no longer punches he uses. It's no longer that he can throw a punch and hurt himself. He can now channel his energy into his legs and his feet, and the suit that was built for him by Hatsume, or at least the gauntlets and boots, is that he is more quicker on his feet, he's more agile, and another thing that a lot of people sleep on with Deku is that he's smart. Deku can quickly analyze a fight just like that. He could easily analyze and determine how to identify an opponent and learn to counter it real quick. So that's a thing that Deku has, is that he's not only powerful, but intelligent. He'll easily, he will analyze a fight real quick and start learning right off the top of his head of how to combat this, whatever enemy. So, a lot of people forget that, not only he's got brains and brawn, but like I said, Deku, the longer he fights, the more he damages his body. Granted, it's not to the, it's no longer to the level he had in the earlier seasons, but he still has to keep his power in check, or else he's gonna fuck himself up more. He's going to do more damage to himself than his enemies are going to do damage to him. So, there's that. Now, Ruby. Now, first and foremost, I don't think Ruby is going to, in a fight, I don't think these two would kill each other. Definitely jack each other up. But I don't see, them killing each other. So I don't see Ruby using her silver eyes. I don't see, and she's still learning to use that anyway, but I doubt she would use her silver eyes in a full-on, fight like this. So there is that. Now, Ruby is still training as well, but she's been trained at the academy, and already she's taken on a lot of training and a lot of power to control. Now, her semblance gives her incredible speed, and remember, like all people of Remnant, she has a aura that is like a personal field around her. So that, you gotta keep that in mind. And, of course, she has her scythe gun, which gives her excellent reach, and she can fight from afar. Remember, Ruby can fight up close and have a distance fight. It's not like with Deku, who has to get in close to fight. He has to be a brawler. Ruby, however, can keep her distance. She can easily keep the fight away from her. I think she would realize real quick, if she got into a fight with Deku, that, I can't go mano-a-mano with this guy. I have to keep him at bay, and her scythe is definitely going to is also, like, not only a close combat weapon, but also a scythe, a distance weapon. So, as long as she can keep Deku away from him, that might, away from her, that might play in her favor. But, like I said, Deku is a thinker, Deku can easily, realize, oh, she's trying to keep me back, I gotta get in close, let me try to figure that out. The other thing is that I think that Ruby definitely has a speed advantage over Deku. That semblance of her is going to let her just keep zooming around the field. She's just going to keep zipping around the field left and right. And also, like I said, remember, the people of Remnant have auras, which are kind of like little personal force fields. So, if she gets hit by one of Deku's blasts, there's a good chance her aura could defend her. She's still going to take damage, I imagine, but not to the level she would if she took the full brunt of it. So she could easily, keep fighting no matter how many times she gets hit with all that power. Although I imagine that aura isn't going to do much after a couple more hits from Deku. And I don't know if that aura could hold up against a full-on punch or kick from Deku himself. So that's another thing, you know, I'm not sure about. But like I said, and here's the other thing. Ruby, while she is smart, let's not discredit that Ruby isn't, you know, Ruby is dumb. She's not, by no means stupid. But she's not really a thinker. She's more of a, I'm gonna go in there and beat the shit out of it and leave. Whereas Deku is definitely going to be analyzing the situation, where Ruby tends to just bullhorn into a fight. Deku is a think on his feet kind of person, and that, you know, brains could easily overcome brawn. And Deku is definitely a mixture of that. So I think Deku could easily figure that out, that Ruby's going to try to keep him away from her with, you know, her ranged attacks with her gun and her scythe. And remember, she is way quicker, but remember, Deku's taken on speedsters before. Remember his training with Gran Torino and how he learned to figure out how to counter that. Remember his training sessions with Gran Torino. And he also did some training with Ida as well. So so Deku is, you know, he knows how to combat speedsters. So, yeah, but again, Ruby has had some major battle experience. Probably even more so than Deku. You know, she's been training a lot, you know, she's also been trained under more intense conditions than Deku has. Deku's taken on some serious shit, but Ruby's also got some major battle experience. So, man, this is a tough one, guys. It might come down to who's going to make a mistake first. This is one of those fights where I think it's going to come down to who's going to make the first mistake, and who's going to, you know, miss that first punch. So, this is a really tough one. They each have, you know, different skill sets to, you know, to counter the other. So, I'm not sure who could come out on top in a matchup between these two. So, and like I said, I know I didn't talk a lot about the Ruby Silver Eyes, but like I said, that's like that's like a death move, and I don't see these two killing each other. So, but if you want to add the Silver Eyes, if you want to think this is a death battle, whatever. But anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, who do you think would win in a match between Deku and Ruby? If you think Deku wins, put hashtag Deku wins, and list off the reasons why you think Midoriya would come out on top in this matchup. But if you think Ruby would win, put hashtag Ruby wins, and list off the reasons why you think Ruby would be the winner in this fight. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about this matchup, because this is one that's going to really be up for debate. I can't wait to see how this is going to be done in the comments below. So once again, just comment below, let me know who you think would come out on top. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.